Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Retro Firelord. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and remember you're gonna hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are checking out the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Retro Firelord, who is another Herald of Galactus, and with the HasLab Galactus due to start shipping this November, then give us all the Heralds we can handle to build that epic cosmic display. And Firelord is a perfect choice for this Fantastic Four retro card, as he was a character in that original Toy Biz Fantastic Four lineup back in the mid-90s, and he's also a character we are yet to get in the Marvel Legends line proper. So as I said, perfect choice. Let's take a moment to appreciate the glorious retro packaging. This makes it number 10. This is the 10th figure we have gotten on the Fantastic Four retro card, and he may be the last for a while as Hasbro move into a non-plastic era, but we shall see if it ever makes a return. Time will tell. But the figure itself looks great based off his original comic look. He even has his cosmic staff as well that's got the flames on either end and some interchangeable hands. But yeah, it's all about the packaging here. But I want to open and one to display, as you're going to need him to stand next to Galactus, of course. So there's the front of the box. Here is the back as well, with the digital render, the stencil, and then we get a write-up that reads, Firelord. Galactus transforms Xandarian naval officer Pryreus Kril into the newest Herald, the unwavering Firelord. So as I said, keep the Heralds coming. We know we've still got a few more to go, but this one's new. Let's get him open. Here we have Firelord out of the packaging with all of his accessories on the table, which don't seem like a lot, but they were very visible on the packaging, so you knew what you were getting yourself in for. A set of interchangeable gripping hands to help him hold his cosmic sort of flaming staff that helps him control his energy, which does have some very nice fireball effects on either end, so we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. The figure comes packed with two fisted hands, and he is on the Sunfire body, so you are going to have pins, but it is a pretty good base Marvel Legends body, and people get really excited when I get a tape measure out. So just to get people's juices flowing straight out the gate here we have a tape measure, and Firelord stands at about 6.5 inches tall, probably just a little bit more with the flames on his head. But that's sort of standard Marvel Legends, I'm not mad at that. But you may be wondering who Firelord is, so let me try my best to give you a little bit of the character background. Pryreus, from the planet Xandar, home of the Nova Corps, encounters Galactus when searching for his friend and former Herald, Airwalker. Galactus tricks him into becoming his new Herald, Firelord, after promising him knowledge on Airwalker, knowing full well he had already died. However, Firelord serves loyally for some time before finally being granted his freedom. With the power cosmic, he burns cosmic flames, basically has the power of a living star, using his cosmic staff to focus his energies and absorbs heat at will. So taking a closer look at Firelord, he takes the phrase fiery redhead to a whole new level, as his hair is literally fire. I also like that his eyebrows are sort of on fire as well, as you've got those red flamed eyebrows and then the yellow outed eyes. You've even got a little bit of a dark wash over the lips as well to give the face some features, but it is all about the eyebrows and this translucent hair that is like a gradient of dark orange all the way to the yellow on the tip, and it is a very nice gradient as well as the light hits it here on the table. But yeah, the face sculpt is really good. It's on a disking hinge, so you can get him looking really far up and getting him burying the chin with a little bit of tilt on there as well for some expression. We only get one head sculpt. It would have been great to have maybe an interchangeable head where the fire is like a different shape and maybe he's got a screaming expression, but for a neutral pose, not mad about it at all. The fire is very nicely done against the orange body. Now the rest of the figure is on the Sunfire body, so you know what to expect in regards to articulation and all that good stuff, but there is no unique sculpting or molding on this. It is basically just different deco, as he's got the yellow jumpsuit with a v-neck here painted on. Even the bout is a white painted on bout. You've got the sort of forearms and the hands are just red painted flames here. Same with the boots as well. So there's no unique sculpt, no texture, no layers, no dimensions. It is just straight up repaint. But it is the Sunfire body, and you have to give the Sunfire body credit, as it's got a great range for a base Marvel Legends body. Still got the pins, unfortunately, but the butterfly joints are nice and deep. They go really far back and forward. Arms will go way up. You've got the bicep swivel and the double jointed elbows with a bit of a hinge on the wrists as well. Ab crunch isn't bad at all. Forward and back. You've got the waist swivel. The legs go really far out. Like, you can't complain at that at all. And really good forward. And of course, he will kick his own lower back with the double jointed knees. You've got the boot cut, ankle pivot rocker, thigh cut. This is a decent Marvel Legends body in regards to articulation. If they could sort of update this body to be pinless, that is what I'm talking about. But otherwise, you know what to get here. It is all just paint. I like the painted flames though on the forearms and the feet. But again, some texture here would have been really nice. Like if these frames were raised off the body and maybe a bit of colour, more colour maybe, I don't know. But it is very simple done, but it is pretty accurate to his character design as well. So out of the box, he comes with a set of fisted hands, and he also has a set of open palm gripping hands to hold one thing in particular. It is, of course, his cosmic flaming staff. So this has like a gold handle, very smooth texture, but it's all about these two flames on either end, which are done in the same sort of translucent plastic and colour that his hair is done in as well. As you can see, it sort of matches the back of his head there as well. So I do think both ends are maybe they're the same. Yeah, they're the same, but they're just on the peg a little bit different, so they look different. But it's red with a bit of orange and a bit of yellow, depending on how the light hits it. But it does seem to be like a unique sculpt that I can't picture being used before in Marvel Legends. So this is new at least, and it is a nice colour. It does look like a flaming ball. Let's be honest, it does exactly what it's meant to do. I'm not mad about it at all. I'm just trying to work out if both ends are the same sculpt, just painted a different colour, and I think that seems to be the case. I think the gradient on them is a little bit in like different locations, but the sculpt itself is maybe the same. But it is nicely done. Two flaming balls on either end, and there you go. There is his cosmic flaming staff that reminds me of the gladiators. So of course he can grip it, no problem at all. The gripping hands are nice enough that you can get it around the handle, no issues at all. And it's not heavy enough that it's going to make him fall over or anything. You're going to be able to get in some nice poses. And I do like the gold handle against the sort of very bright oranges and yellows of the figure. It does make it stand out a little bit as well. But you have to give this figure credit. Now, it doesn't have a lot of, as I said, texture or detail on the actual body. It's just a repaint. However, the repaint does make him very accurate to how he appears in the comics. And at the end of the day, that is probably the most important factor to me. Does the figure accurately represent what it's meant to from the source material? And you cannot deny this doesn't look like Firelord. Give Hasbro credit here. I think it looks good. Moving into some comparisons, the reason we call it the Sunfire body is because the character, Sunfire, was the first figure to actually use the new Marvel Legends body. And it is a good, solid Marvel Legends body, no denying it. So here we have Sunfire compared to Firelord, both flamed ability characters. But I was curious, would Firelord have benefited from being on the new Vulcan body? Not only is it bigger and bulkier, but it is also obviously pinless and very aesthetically pleasing. So I just want to try the Firelord head on that body. The head does pop on there, no problems at all, and does make him a little bit broader and more intimidating, especially with the pinless as well. So maybe this was an option, but I do genuinely think you get more range for articulation out of the Sunfire body. Sunfire and other fire-based Marvel Legend characters have also came with these flame effects that go over a fisted hand to create like a fiery punch effect, including Sunfire. And I wanted to see if it worked on Firelord because he comes with fisted hands. And yes, of course it does. So if you wanted to have Firelord with his fiery punches, of course you can find these in your fodder box and make that happen as well. Looks good. And before we do more comparisons, a quick pause just to mention that the more I play around with this, the more loose the actual staff is getting in the hands. The hands do seem to be very gappy, and the more I pose this around, it just sort of falls out of place a little bit. So you're going to have to be very careful careful with these hands when you get imposed, because as soon as you start moving them around, they may fall out. But yeah, just something I'd brought to bring to your attention. You got to be careful with the grip. It's not as tight as I would like it to be, so I may have to get some hot water, cold water to tighten up the grip of those hands. Continuing with comparisons, here we have Johnny Storm. Not only is the Human Torch another fire-based Marvel character, he is also another former Herald of Galactus. That's right, for a short time in the comics, Johnny Storm traded powers with his sister and was the Herald of Galactus. So didn't last long, but it is a fact. And here we have two fiery characters to compare. Of course, the Human Torch and Firelord are on the same Sunfire body as well. And you can mix and match parts here, just like I did with the Sunfire effect piece. You could literally take the flames off the back of one of these and add them to the back of your Firelord if you wanted to give him a few more flames, like so. There you go. So now we have more fire on our Firelord. And again, you've got all these sort of wrapped up plasticky pieces on our Legends. I could start wrapping these round on the wrist of Firelord and really just bring this guy to life on a shelf, which does give him a little bit more of dimension and flair for a display. So yeah, if you've been collecting Marvel Legends for a while, you're going to have options to really spruce up your Firelord. As I mentioned earlier, Firelord is from the planet Xandar, just like Nova and the Nova Corps. So here we have two Marvel Legend Novas compared to Firelord. Now we just need another Xandarian that's also a Herald of Galactus that we haven't had in figure form. Where's our Airwalker, Hasbro? Here we have a couple of cosmic army builders with some scrolls compared to Firelord. Here we have the 20th anniversary Captain America and the brand new pinless Spinneret 2-pack Spider-Man. And Firelord isn't a straight up villain, but he's not really a good guy either. He's a conflicted character, and he has definitely encountered both the Avengers and Spider-Man in the past. Him and Spider-Man actually had an epic battle, and can you believe it? Of course you can. Spider-Man won! And since everybody is on a Ghost Rider hype at the minute, I thought I'd get him off the display to show off the Rhino Wave Ghost Rider with a couple of articulated custom chains to really spruce him up on a display. But of course, they are both fiery effect characters as well. So if you do have some fire effect pieces in a display, it really does spruce up the display options for sure. And you know, I like it when a character pops on the shelf. Take a shot. Here we have Firelord compared to an orange friend in Tigra, White Rabbit and Frogman. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Firelord compared to Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Fantastic Four retro carded Firelord. I honestly think this is a solid representation of a brand new character for our displays, especially in the year of the HasLab Galactus, as he is one of the better Heralds of Galactus, and he's very toyetic as well. Like, this guy is undoubtedly going to stand out in any display. He has the power of a living star, so he needs to be bright and colourful, and that's exactly what this guy is. So yeah, start making room in the display. As I said, room for improvement, but for what it is, it's still a great figure, and it's on the retro card as well. So that's a double win for me, as that retro card is glorious, especially when it makes sense. As I said, he was in that original Toy Biz line, so it makes sense to put him on this now for the first time in Legends form. But as always, you tell me what you think in the comments below. I know I didn't do a comparison compared to Silver Surfer, but we all know what Silver Surfer looks like, and there are more Heralds coming with Galactus, like Nova, Morg. We're getting a re-release of Tarex the Tamer and the Fallen one for the first time in Legends form as well. So we just need like Redshift, his best mate Airwalker, and we're nearly there. We're nearly there. But as always, if I'm missing any, you let me know. And if you like Marvel Legends, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab. Find the playlist, but please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Don't miss out on a video. And please hit that join button. Become a channel member. Either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at itsdanwho. And I'm on Twitter as well at DanWhoReviews. Tweet me. Don't be shy. Until then, my name is Dan W. And I will, of course, see you on the next one.